I think we look to do it every year. I think that's one of the beauties of I think everyone externally hears about our programming and how flexible it is, but it's just when you've got the access to be able to drive 5 minutes down the road, as you guys know, coming here, it's not that far, and you can still get a little bit done. Like it's not like you've got access to a full ground, but we can still go through some walkthroughs and some tactical and structural stuff that obviously needs improving, and that we can just define and clarify for the weeks moving ahead.
So from the outside, Tom, it looks like, particularly from Chris, there's a real calmness despite the wind.
Yeah.
Is it the same for the playing group?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, if I step back for a moment and think. And put myself or put the group under pressure. It just doesn't make any sense. We've got clarity in what we want to do moving forward. There's obviously a touch of frustration losing a couple in a row, and we're dealing with that. And we're certainly not playing with the way we want to, but we're putting some things in place to rectify that. I'm still really positive about the season. I mean, I'm going to go back, depending on what the score is in the basketball, and watch Game 7, and you see, I think in sport, you're never out, and that's an athlete's mindset. Certainly, from my point of view, I can't speak too collectively on the group, but I'm still really positive with what we can achieve this year.
Would you be pleasantly surprised if, say, in February or January, I'd say you play every game up until round 11 to start the season? Yeah.
Myself personally, yeah. Oh, look, I play a different role, so and I've had surgery on my foot, and obviously it was, it was probably pretty well documented. I wasn't going that well, but it's a little bit of a reflection of the team and how it was coming in the early parts of the year. But yeah, look, I've other than suspension, it's concrete. I itemise myself. I'll go the melon. I've been pretty good. Like, I've been pretty durable. So yeah, look, it's always nice when you're 34 and you've played every game. And look, we've got a great challenge this weekend. Doggies under the lid at Marvel pose a big threat. So looking forward to playing that, and then obviously get the added benefit of having a bit of a break after. So looking forward to that. But certainly from our point of view, everyone's eager. We've got our minds focused certainly on this weekend, and just trying to wrestle back a bit of momentum that we've probably lost the last couple of weeks.
So your body's good? You're pulling up pretty well?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Yeah, I'm feeling excellent. It's a real management thing, and trying to get the balance between getting enough work in and what I feel comfortable is enough work in, and also resting from the workloads of the weekend.
Just going back to what you said before, do you draw on other sports and experiences to try and refocus the team?
Oh, look, I draw on experiences. I mean, I'd be silly not to, being in the game for so long, but I love watching world sport and basketball. Although I can't play it, I love watching it. And there's been some great storylines over the last 5, 6, 7 years in the NBA through champions that have played the game, and I just like learning things off great players, great teams, even role players. There's so much that you can learn through watching world sport, listening to players and how they talk about themselves individually when things are going really well, but also when times are tough. And as you guys also know quite well, like if you spend enough time in sport, you sort of seem to see more lows than highs. And I've been fortunate that I've seen some highs, but yeah, it's great learning off other athletes.
Almost halfway through the year, when do you start to go, oh, I'm feeling pretty good, I might go around again, or when do those thoughts start to creep in?
I think they will evolve later in the year, and at this stage for me, my priority is been, as you probably clearly know, on my body, and trying to get it physically as best prepared, and then maintaining a certain level throughout the year. Forever tinkering with little ideas and ways to kind of improve, but I think that's certainly going to be a conversation for more the back end of the year. I need to see how I'm feeling physically and mentally, and whether the club's prepared to go forward again with me. But like that's a discussion that we'll have later in the year.
Do you think it is going to be a physical thing for you? Like, you seem to be loving the game. We know
Yeah.
you're post 30, you're just getting better. So do you think it's going to come down to the body?
Well, so far my body's been pretty sound. I think, there's multiple factors. You've got a young family. What do they want to do? What do I want to do? Yeah, physically, mentally, how I'm feeling. But yeah, as I said, I'm really enjoying the game. Like it's evolved and changed so much, and I've loved trying to adapt with it. I love my environment I'm in, and the more conversations I have with people that step away from the game, talk about how great the environment is, and look, I'm really enjoying that. So I don't see why there's a reason, that I would step away. But 4 or 5 months is a long time in footy.
Do you think the flexibility that you spoke about with the Geelong program, is that something that might extend your career?
Who knows? I mean, I only know from conversations I have with other players that come in from other environments. But the overarching message is that that the system that is in place to empower players to make really good decisions to better their career currently, but also prolong their career, is something that seems to be a theme. So, I'm glad it's and appreciate the way that it's run from people that sit well above my pay grade.
Sorry,
Go on.
if I can just ask about goal kicking.
Yeah.
Some players, Harry Mackay's, one for example,
Yep.
going through the hips, and I'm sure
Yep.
not recently, but you've been in that dark place.
Yep.
What's it like? Just from a mental perspective, with such a close skill. I mean, how did you conquer the yips?
Yeah, it's a really challenging one, and I find it fascinating, the art of goal kicking, because you use Harry as an example, and clearly Harry's not kicking at the level he wants to be, and nor can kick it. But like for me, like I'll go through ebbs and flows this year. I'm sitting standing next to Jeremy Cameron, one of the great exponents of the goal kicking routine. He's just a pure kick, and he's going to find challenges through the year. So I've always thought of goal kicking and the art of goal kicking as trying to be as consistent as you possibly can. Like no one has ever mastered it in their time in football, and yes, we want to be great kicks, and the game's so unique from the different shots and selections and the fatigue that becomes in your leg. But for me, in my experience, I it's particularly early on when I was finding my feet with my routine. But for me, like I'm quite a simple thinker of the game. So for me, it was just keeping things as simple as I could. I like to kick with momentum. So there's a couple of cues that I have that I use. So Harry's going to be different. Charlie's going to be different. All players across the competition. Lance is different. Graham Myers uses a unique goal kicking technique. And it works for him. So you just got to be.
Harry? Like, do you look at him and go, "Oh, I know exactly how you've been in that place," when you see it?
Yeah, look, it's when you see a player lose a little bit of confidence in the way they're kicking it, and they play your position. Like I love watching Harry Mackay. He's one of my favourite players to watch. His brute strength and height just troubles defenders. But he'll be fine. He will continue to do the work, because there's no doubt in my mind that he's doing it, and he'll find what works, and it'll be a thing of the past, in 10 years' time.
We know how much your game has been part of connection with the midfield and how well you connect with those guys. It's been a completely different look the last few weeks in that midfield. How much have you had to adjust on the guys delivering it to you, and how that changes your game?
To be honest, I think the way that I've fundamentally set up ahead of the ball, along with my teammates, is to adapt to any personnel change. I think you sort of get in a risky position where if you try to play with what's ahead of you, it can overcomplicate, and you just find yourself questioning your position all the time. So for me, personnel that are ahead of the ball won't really change the way that I tend to set up or play or look to be aggressive. So yeah, we're a few players down on our full strength side, but you know, those guys in there are competing really well. Yeah, and going well for us.
Skipper moving out there, is he a chance to play on Saturday night?
Skipper, yeah. I immediately thought of an old mate that's overseas. Yeah, I think so. I think he's a chance. Look, I again, like, not here to you, but I don't know. I think he's a chance along with a couple of others, Gary, Jack Bowes as well. So, yeah, time will tell over the next couple of days. I dare say tomorrow is going to be a pretty important session back home at GMHBA Stadium. So, yeah, if we get those or a couple back, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, we'll be ready to take on the Dogs no matter what side.
Sorry, you know how strong the Dogs are.
Yep.
Sort of consensus post-game against the Giants was they sort of beat you around the ball a little
Yep.
bit. Could you throw a couple of different looks in there, or could you try Jeremy Cameron in there again?
Ooh, yeah, I haven't had the tap on the shoulder yet. Funny you mention that, but I think we'll structurally just keep reviewing what our best looks are going to be. They obviously pose a huge threat through the midfield with personnel, but also experience. So another great challenge for our group in there, but also a great challenge for us ahead of the ball in again how we position and continue to be consistent with what we give them, and then obviously behind the ball. So yeah, it's not just going to be won and lost in the midfield. It's going to be collectively how we can best support and attack the game as a collective.